I chose the Family Stone for my inquiry paper. The Family Stone provides equipment for living for parents who overprotect their adult children. I chose this film for many reasons. One, I wanted to choose a film I could watch multiple times. I love the family dynamic, and it's a great movie to get ready for the holiday season. The Family Stone is about the Stone family and their Christmas holiday. The movie starts off with the oldest son, Everett, and his girlfriend, Meredith, and they're driving to his parents' house to spend the Christmas holiday with them. And this is Meredith's first time meeting the family. Meredith is very put together. She's a workaholic. She's very uptight, which is the complete opposite of the Stone family. The youngest sister, Amy, is snarky. She's moody, witty, college student. The youngest brother, Tad, is gay and deaf and has an African American partner. And the other brother, Ben, is disheveled, lives in the present, doesn't really look towards the future, beats to his own drum type person. The father, Kelly, is very soft-spoken and gentle, and the mother is Sybil, is a true matriarch. She's meddlesome, she's outspoken, and very overprotective of her children, and she loves fiercely. As Meredith and Everett pull into the driveway, it's evident that she's very, very nervous about meeting them, and they're all looking out the window at her, and Everett just basically says, yeah, they're all looking at you. And then it cuts to the family in the house, and they're telling stories, and they're kind of judging her. She doesn't stand a chance. They already have made up their mind about her. Once they meet, it's a very awkward interaction. The only one that really shows her any attention or kindness besides Everett is Ben. And you can tell that Ben's attracted to Meredith, but she's unsure of what to make of him. And the next scene is Sybil and Kelly lying in bed, and Sybil is telling Kelly, I know he's going to ask for the ring, I know he's going to ask for it, and she's referencing her mother's engagement ring for which she promised to Everett when he was ready to propose to a woman. Unfortunately, Sybil doesn't believe that Meredith is the right woman, nor does she deserve the ring. So every time Everett approaches her to ask for the ring, she kind of blows him off to prolong the discussion. And eventually, when he gets to ask Sybil, she tells him no. And she knows that he's upset, but that's her decision. And also through the events of the movie, they just really aren't being very nice to Meredith, to where she's so uncomfortable that she leaves the house to stay at the local inn and calls her sister Julie to join them for Christmas so that she has reinforcements. Once Julie arrives, the family is completely taken with her. They're so sweet to her. They're open to her. They're warm. There is a very evident attraction between Julie and Everett, which is kind of funny because she's not like Meredith at all. And the next scene shows everyone at the dinner table, which I think is a pretty big scene because Meredith and Julie have joined them, and it's Christmas Eve. Tad's telling everyone how they are looking to adopt a baby next year. And Meredith asks if they believe in nature versus nurture, and basically questioning Tad and his partner if they feel they can love and raise a child as well as a heterosexual couple. Obviously, putting her foot in her mouth, she's trying to retract her statement and not doing a very good job. And the other people are now reacting, which causes Kelly, the father, to slam his hands and yell, enough, which then causes Meredith to exit the dining room with Julie and Everett quickly following. And Sybil is reassuring Tad that she loves him no matter what and that he is the most normal one at the table. That evening, Sybil is in bed with Kelly, and it's a really vulnerable moment for her. She shows her mastectomy scars and um, communicates her fears of dying and how she's afraid of letting go, and she just wants to make sure that all of her children are okay. And Kelly reassures her that they're going to miss her terribly, but that they'll all survive and they will be okay. The next morning, Meredith returns to the house as well as Julie, and everybody kind of seems to make amends through a series of comedic events. And the final scene of the movie shows the youngest sister, Amy, decorating the tree, and it's really evident that something's missing. And everybody comes into the room kind of one by one, couple by couple, and you see that Julie and Everett are together as a couple, and Ben and Meredith are. And a thing that I also found funny was that it seemed Ben kind of let Meredith go in a way because she had her hair down. It wasn't pulled in a tight bun or ponytail, so she's kind of let loose, it seems like, as case of dating Ben. But it's evident that Sybil is not present at the Christmas the following year, which indicates that she had passed due to breast cancer. You can tell that she's missed and that there's a definite void, but that the family is happy. Everyone's has someone, which is really what she wished for as, I guess, her dying wish. The theories I chose to support my thesis are symbolic interactionism, trait theory, queer theory, and anxiety uncertainty management. Symbolic interactionism suggests that people are motivated to act based on the meanings they assign to people, things, and events. In this case, Sybil has made the ring symbolic. She has put additional meaning to the ring besides just being a ring. To her, it represents family, love, stability, tradition, things like that. Trait theory explains a trait as a distinguishing quality or characteristic. It is an individual's relatively consistent way of thinking. One could predict Sybil would refuse Everett for the request of the ring, and we saw that through her continually dodging his questions, and then finally, when he had the opportunity to ask her for the ring, she told him no. Queer theory contests and deconstructs traditional assumptions, categories, labels, and perspectives, including the processes of normalization, heteronormativity, and the notion of queer itself. I thought the scene at the dinner table was a perfect example of queer theory when Meredith asked Tad and his partner if they thought they could love a child and raise a child as well as a heterosexual couple. Because obviously the norm is a heterosexual couple raising a family versus two men or two women. And to Tad's defense, Sybil reminds him that he is the most normal at the table. Anxiety and uncertainty management suggests the less you know and the more anxious you are, the less effective you'll be in intercultural situations. And I viewed Meredith as one culture and the family as another culture. And because neither knew much about the other, and so when you saw Meredith in the driveway looking in the mirror and clearing her throat nervously and fidgety, she was nervous about meeting the family for the first time. She was anxious, and in their anxiety, they were judging her, they were talking about her, they were kind of spying through the window on them as they approached the house. And once the cultures collided and met, um, it was a very awkward interaction and awkward experience. Unfortunately, there weren't a lot of clips for this film on the internet to use for this presentation. But I did want to show the opening trailer so at least you had an idea of what the film was about, and you can see a little bit of the anxiety, uncertainty management in the opening scene that is kind of portrayed in the movie. I really hope you enjoyed my presentation, and I look forward to any feedback you may have. Thank you.